Okay, good morning, everybody, or now it's afternoon. Welcome to Coffee and Art in the Morning. Just going to show some drawing tips. I really have a lot to do today, so I don't know how long the show's going to be, so we might talk really fast. No, I'm just kidding. I plan on have a lot of stuff to do today, but I'm going to take a few minutes and just chill. With even though Jess is going to be mad at me because I didn't stream early this morning, but we got Paula this morning, so that was great. Yeah. Well, because of Paula, I did buy, and I'll show you what I got here if I can find them because they're not in my pen case there. I bought the Bic Bolds. Okay. So I bought the Bic Bolds, which are like write thicker. They write thicker than the regular crystal Bic pens, and they had them on sale. No, this one's not one. They had them on sale at Walmart when the school supplies were out. Oh, okay, Paula. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, she is, Deb. I'm not gonna. I won't repeat it on the recording, Paula. But because Paula was the one that the first person I saw using these Bic Crystal, and this one I hadn't even taken the little. They have this little plastic coating on the tips, brand new, but they write thicker. They write thicker than the regular ballpoint, so they're good for drawing. The only thing I do not like about ballpoint pens, and it's been that way since elementary school, is when the more you write with them, it like gets a buildup on the tip, and you probably won't want to see that, but you have to roll off that excess ink, or it kind of clumps up. But they write real smooth, and these Newark ones are thicker. So I got a pack of, let's see, it came with two black, two blue, a light blue, a dark green, a light green, a purple, and a pink. And that was like all in one pack for like $3. So I think it was like $3. Might have been $2.99. I'm not sure. But so those are fun to use. Um, Try using them as a lefty. Are you talking about these? Carrie, these? So, and I've tried, and as far as like white pens, it's not like I have a shortage of white pens. Some of these have worked for a while, some of them not. The best ones that I've found, well, prior to, I do have a couple other ones. I don't use a lot of white pens, but I used to use them more, like more in scrapbooking and writing and stuff. They're good for their purposes, but as you can see, it's not like I didn't like them. But the ones, the Signo Uniball, but the ones with the yellow Japanese writing on them, for some reason, they write a little better. And I don't know why. But I'm not really a pen addict. I'm a calligrapher, so I have lots of, oh, and I will have to show you something that, well, I won't get, let me not get too many rabbit trails going. So I'm not really a pen. I love pens. I love markers. But I'm not really one to draw a lot of my sketching and drawing with them. I have them for other purposes. Like, for instance, now that we're on the pen thing, now I'm going to draw some Muppets. I'm going to draw a couple Muppets for Paula. But if y'all want to see the kind of markers and pens I have now, I think I've shown these not too long ago, but I'll show these again. These are the Cheapo Crayola. I think there's like 75, oh, the lid's off of that one. I don't know where it went. Like 75 of them, 60, I'm not sure. I bundled them up by colors. But they're like, they'll color in, they're good for like if you're sketching something, like for instance, we draw the Muppets or something, you know, draw one with, I forget what color hair they have. I have some pulled off over here to look at. But when you draw something with them, let's just say you had this big hair or whatever. What they're nice for is just to like fill in a color sketch. If you want to just, oh, that one has red hair and you just want to, now this one's kind of running out already. I've had these for a couple years. But they're good just to use as color sketch pens. And they're the ones that are called bold tip. I think that's what they're called. Super tips. And they have like the bullet tip. See? They have like a bullet tip instead of a point or a brush. Trials. And so what I like about them is they're like a watercolor. Like this one's not as run out as the other. But they're not like a Copic where you can blend them or anything like that. They're a water base, they're not alcohol base, and they're going to leave some lines. They're not professional, but what they are good for is just filling in some color. If you just like sketch something and you want to remember something's, a shade of blue or whatever, they're good for that. And that's why I like them. So if I'm just sketching something down and I want to remember the color, something, these are just good for quick sketching. Like that. Or you can go back over them with color pencil if you really want to play a little more with them. But they're not like Copics or any of the alcohol-based markers. They're not that quality or anything. But they're also only about $10 for the whole set. So anyway, I just wanted to show you those. They're good for just playing and sketching. If you just got a sketchbook and you just want to doodle and sketch and you just want to quick color something down, these are really fun. And the other thing about them, if you get the set that has the black, some of them have a black barrel to them, those are scented. So it's like a twofer, you get some scented markers in there too. And they all smell like, the green is like an evergreen. The orange, I love the orange and yellow ones, and I've said this before. The yellow and the orange ones smell just exactly like Fruit Loops. I mean, exactly like Fruit Loops. If you've ever smelled Fruit Loops, yes, Jess, I know you think the Copics are lovely. So does my grandson. Cam will spend, we went to Blick's in Savannah for vacation over the summer. We went to a new Blick's in Savannah, which was amazing. He spent the whole time at at the Copic spinner rack. They had the big giant spinner rack with every kind of Copic, the sketch, all the different kinds. And he spent the whole time, other than grabbing a couple sketchbooks, he went over to the Copics and an hour later was still at the Copics. He loves his Copics. So I totally get that. But I'm not really a marker kind of person. But he does. He loves his markers and his colored pencils. And so anyway, but these smell exactly like a Fruit Loop cereal. So I just wanted to show you those. Now, as far as other kind of pens, I don't have a lot of like specialty pens. Let me show you a couple things like where I really, and I'll say I'm sorry I bought them. And that is these acrylic paint brush tip paint pens. I had a couple of them have leaked. They're just, and maybe they're great for somebody that really is better at using them than me. I just really don't like them. I don't like putting my ink in the water brush pens. I tried that. Blade has a system for doing that he does awesome with his water brush pens with ink. I just didn't get the real mastery of that, and I even tried 2 different types of pens. The Deco Art paint pens, I don't know. Maybe it's just that I like just real paint, that this kind of stuff just doesn't work well for me. Now, I do, if I'm going to buy any kind, if y'all have any questions, put it in caps so I can see if y'all are talking to me. Because I'm just seeing nacho cheese right now. I'm sorry. I'm back up there with the nacho cheese with Paula. I love these liquid gold fine lines, and they're the kind that you have to shake. The gold in them is really good, and I used to use these a lot more when I would do not without the like gold leaf leafing with calligraphy. These are good. This is like a secondary best for gold on calligraphy were these pens. So I have quite a few of them. So, but this is just like not stuff I really, really use that much as far as pens go. And I won't go through the pencils because I've already shown you the pencils. I love to have, just for, if I just want to draw in color, if I have to draw anything in color, it's just going to be with Sharpies. These are my Sharpies and my Bic Mark a lot, and I always just buy them on sale. I use them for a lot of other projects too, or as they say in Canada, projects. I use them for other projects, not just my artwork, but if you need something like for school things or something like that, they're good because they're waterproof. And the Bic Marks It lots, or what's it called? Bic Marks It, is that what it is? Markit, M-A-R-K-I-T. These are, yeah, Blade, Artistic Biker. He uses the water brush ink thing, Miko. But don't ask me what ink he uses or anything. It's been a long time since I've seen him talk about it, and I really don't remember. But you could always ask him, text him, type, email him, or go to a show on Thursdays. So thanks, Paula. So anyway, these are good for a lot of other things, and I like the thick ones and the thinner ones. So you know, they have the bullet tip type for the thicker ones, and then y'all have seen Sharpies a million times, and then the thin, just writing type, you know, thin Sharpies. I like to write with these sometimes. If I'm just in a mood to write with something in color, I will use a Sharpie, a thin Sharpie for just writing. Okay, but you can see I have a lot of them, and you know, they serve their purpose. I just don't use a lot of them in art, but then I don't do a lot of marker art. Cam does a lot of marker art, and I know a lot of y'all that do, like Jess with the Copics and stuff. I'm just not a marker art person. If I'm going to do a layer of something under my color pencil, it's going to be a watercolor something more than likely. I mean, there's specialty projects that you do that you need all these tools. We need them all. Right? We need them all. But anyway, so I'll have to kind of dig through. These are my two, like, go to anything I'm using a lot of. They go in these two little pencil cases. But here's my big pencil case that, well, this isn't even the biggest one, but this is my bigger travel one where I keep pencils on one side and pens on the other. Whoops. Pens on the other. So I have a variety of kind of pens. Okay, I lost my water top here. Oh, and we were talking about water brushes earlier. This is my favorite one that I've found so far, and I believe it's the Pentel one. Yeah, it's the Pentel one. I have two of them here, and I must have just knocked, here it is, the lid off of this one. I have two of the exact same one, so when one runs out of water, I just have it right there. I use these quite a bit with my Neo colors. And what I like about them is that kind of tip. Okay, can you see that? That's what I like about the Pentel one. The koi one that comes in my watercolor, in my travel koi. Let me find what drawer did I put my travel koi in. I thought it was in this one. I don't know where I put my travel koi. Just a minute. Let me look. I know it's in one of these drawers. I thought it was in this one. I must have stuck it somewhere when I had it out for something. Where did I put my travel koi? Well, my travel koi watercolor set, which is around here somewhere, has a little, sorry, I bumped the camera, guys, has a little, another water brush in it that comes apart and so that it fits in a little travel koi set, but I can't find it right this second. Anyway, so that's my favorite water brush, and how you can tell that it's the Pentel one is because see, it has that kind of weird shaped barrel like that. And I find these over in the art supplies section rather than the scrapbooking section. Over in the scrapbooking section is where you can find the ones like the Tim Holtz ones, and there's another brand that come like 3 in a set. Those, they're over like in the scrapbooking section. And yeah, this is my favorite though of the, and you know, it just depends on what you like. Some of them are the wider ones, just depends on what you like. I just like these. All right, so back to the pens. Just going to show this a few different kind of pens that I like. And like I said, I am by no means a pen connoisseur. The pens that I like to use when I'm doing any artwork are my calligraphy pens. So hang on real quick, and I can show you a couple inks that I like if you're interested in that. But I wanted to take a little second to stop and show you what Queen Pam made. Okay, here's that. I just found the lid of that marker. Hang on. Let me put that back on real quick. Queen Pam made this, and she did a YouTube video. I don't have the link right in front of me, but she made the coolest little nib holder box. And she said that she got it from somebody else, the idea, but I wanted to show it to you again because it is so cool. I did tweet a picture of it. Oh, there's a nib just dropped out. Hang on, guys. I got to hold it up correctly here. And what she did is she took corrugate, Paula, and made a little book out of all corrugate, and it's just all taped. She taped everything with like packing tape. And look, it's got the little, I'm going to try to hold it sideways so you can see. Your nibs fit in the corrugate. Can you see that? Can you see how the nibs fit inside the corrugate? And she's got like 4 layers there. So you can get a lot of nibs in there. Isn't that so cool? I know. And then she's got a little metallic, like a magnet thing there. And then it's just all in a little book. But, you know, because I used to do calligraphy, so I do have a lot of calligraphy pens and nibs. Here's a few of them. These are the ones I keep out handy, you know, in different sizes and different ones here. So, yeah, so there's the calligraphy pens. So I did use those probably more so than any other kind of, you know, if you want to call a pen, you know, a professional type pen. And then I'll have all different kinds of inks. I did do a picture not too long ago of a lot of my white inks. But here's a couple, here's 1 white and 2 blacks that I like. These are 2 of the blacks that I like to use for calligraphy or inking anything. And then this is just a white acrylic like type. This is Dr. Martin's, if you just want to know a couple of inks. Now, it's not like I don't have enough inks. Y'all have seen my ink station. I think I tweeted a picture of it once or twice. Okay, so other than the inks, I'll show you a couple of kind of pens that I do like just drawing with. You know, you have your uses, my big black Sharpies. This one's almost run out there. Here's one, a newer one. So I do keep a whole drawer. Here are all my black pens. So I have a drawer of all different types of pens. I get them on sale, get them on clearance or whatever. Like this is the Staples Strata. For me, a pen has to write small and smooth. That's my criteria. I'll test them out. This is another favorite of mine, the Uniball. These are the Vision Elites. And I also really only like to write, personally writing in black and tiny. I know you can't really tell when I'm on stream because I write big for Ustream camera, but when I'm writing personally, this is about how small I write. This is how small I write in person, and I write straight up and down. I know you can't see that. I don't even know why I wrote it on there because you can't even see it. But when I'm writing in journals or taking notes or annotating a book or something like that, that's how I write. That little and straight up and down. So I say that to say that I like thin. It has to be thin and it has to be smooth. And these Uniballs are that. Yeah, I love Uniballs. You like fat lines? Yeah, it just depends. You know, everybody has, there's nothing, no right or wrong one. It's just what you like. So that is, I like those. And the Stratas are like a kind of a cheaper version of the Uniball. They're fine. I like them as well. But I always keep tons of black Sharpies. This is all black pens in here. Mostly thick black Sharpies. When they go on sale, I grab them because I go through a lot of them. The other pens here that I have are the inner gel. These are, who are these made by? Pentel. Pentel makes, they're like a gel pen. They're another one that are smooth writing. So that's good. I like that kind of thing for sketching. This is another one of my favorites is the Pentel Finito. And now again, why they give us this, like, I know y'all have heard me tell the Bill Cosby story. Is there anybody here that has not heard the Bill Cosby story? That's what it is to me when they bring out a perfect pen and then take it off the market. Or at least you can't find them anymore. You can find them online, I guess, if you really dug around. But I love the Pentel Finito. I bought tons of them and used them. You haven't heard that story? And then I go back and I say, well, we don't carry those anymore. What? Can I order it online? No, we don't have them anymore. You can't order them. I went, what? Well, the Bill Cosby story is, for those of y'all that don't know, and I'm not a good storyteller. Please don't email Barb, the perfect storyteller. I'm not a good storyteller and I'm not a good joke teller. But I will tell y'all the story about how I equate taking the Finitos. I can't find the Pentel Finitos anymore. Well, Bill Cosby, before he became a comedian, in case y'all didn't know, he's got a degree in physical ed, PE. He's a PE coach teacher, or he was when he first started out, and then became a comedian. But when he first started out, he tells years ago, he used to tell the stories of when he was a PE teacher and things like that as part of his stand-up comic routine. Okay. So one of the stories he tells is when he went, and please don't email me if I get some of it not exactly right, all right? But anyway, so he tells a story about when he was a gym teacher and he had a toothache. So he went over to one of the other teachers, said, do you have any aspirin or pain medication? I've got this horrible toothache and I can't go to get into the dentist till Monday. And it was like a Friday or something. And so the woman said, well, I don't have any aspirin, but I do have this. I have some Midol. And he went, Midol? Isn't that for women? She goes, no, it's okay. You can take it. It's a pain relief. You can take it. So he goes, Midol? He said, but the throbbing in his tooth was so bad, he finally took a Midol. And the pain went away. That's how he told it. The pain went away. He goes, man, this is great. And he was just all excited. The pain was completely gone. And he said by the end of the school day, the pain started coming back. So he went up to the teachers and goes, hey, man, those Midols work great. I need some more. They're wearing off. She goes, well, I don't have any more. And he goes, what are you, some kind of junkie dealer? And so that's what I think of when they put out these perfect pens and they get you hooked on them and then there's no more. It's like, what are you, some kind of a junkie? Anyway. So he said, to wrap up his little skit, he says, so he goes into the drugstore and he goes, hey, I'm here and I need some Midol and it's for me. And he goes, and there's really no side effects. He says, I get a little grumpy once a month, but something like that, you know. But anyway, so that's my story when they take good pens and they discontinue them. Or it could be any kind of supply, right? Anyway, so I know I'm not, like I said, I'm not a joke teller, a good storyteller, but I always think of that when I can't find a good pen. So if you ever find the Finito Pentels, Get those. What else do I have here? And then just big, thick markers. You always need big, thick markers when you're doing posters on Ustream. Although yesterday we just used ink. Now I do use a Copic multi-liner every now and then. If I need something really thin, a Copic multi-liner or the microns that come in all kinds of, because they're pointy tip. These are good for tiny details. Y'all like that story? The friction pens are good too. The Pilot frictions. I think I went to these after I had withdrawals from the Pentel Finito. I went to the friction pens, and so these are good too. And it's Frixion. Friction. I think that's how they pronounce it. That's how I pronounce it. And they're like a ballpoint gel type pen. These are the Bic. What is this? This is the Bic, and I don't think this one had a name. For some reason, it just had a number. But these were a good one too. They're just they look. I put a piece of tape on it because I really like this one, but I don't remember what they're really called. This was it's just the Bic brand, and it's a 0.7. Oh, here's a number on it. 537R. That's a good one too. So that's just some of the ones that I really liked. Just for a few examples of black pens. I don't use a lot of color pens because I'm a pencil kind of girl. I do enjoy certain things though, like I always love a good neon highlighter. I do when I buy books and really like them and really want, and I'm not talking about like fiction, but like I read a lot of nonfiction as well, and I like to highlight and annotate my books. These are just the Sharpie Accent Liquid Highlighter, and they come in such yummy colors, and they have a little hole in them so you can put them on a ring or a clip. I think they made these for school, to hang them off your book bags or whatever. So they have holes in the ends of them so that you can put them on a ring or a lanyard or something. But they're neon, so they're just so bright and happy. You know what I mean? How can you not like a neon highlighter? Let me show you a couple colors. They're bright neon. There's the pink. Of course, everybody's seen a pink and a yellow and an orange. Those are kind of standard. But they have some other colors in here, like the purple, a dark purple, a darker blue, even a red and a salmon color. Let me just take it out of the thing here. They have a red one and kind of a orangey, pinky salmon color. So they have, and then of course your standard orange, yellow, pink, and so. But I thought they were cool, especially because I had the holes in the bottom. It was just one of those like impulse purchases. Y'all never done an impulse purchase, right? Yes, we are, Paula. We're obsessed with things, aren't we? All right, so I do like that. Now, the way I keep most of my other pens and pencils, and depending on what I'm doing at the time. This has got all my, like, a travel. It's got a gold, a red, a silver, a couple of whites, and then pretty much the other pens that I just told you. Oh, one other pen that I really, really, really love writing with, and I do have the set of 24 of these, and they're not cheap, but they're not as expensive as some. But the Sharpie pen, not the marker, but it says Sharpie pen. And then it has bands of color around the bottom. This is a black one. Here's a red one so you can see. So they have different colors of these Sharpie pens. I love writing with them because they're tiny, and I write tiny. So if you write tiny, I love the Sharpie pens, and they bleed through less than some. Some pens are will bleed through really easily. These are a little less than some. And I bought the set of 24, and I think it was like, you know, 30 bucks. Of course, I had a coupon, so, you know, I never paid full price for anything. So, but that's the one pen I forgot to recommend. So the thing about, and this little case here, I got it off of the Army Surplus online, and it does zip up, and it's got a tightening cord on it, and it's even got all these extra pocket, I mean, little, you know, not, it's not Velcro, the little elastic bands on the outside. It's got this thing, I don't know if you're supposed to put it on yourself somehow. I don't even know what it was personally used for as far as in the, you know, military purposes, but it works great for a pen holder. So this usually sits on top of my big case. Now this was made for scrapbooking, and it's got pockets all the way around, all the different sides. And so this is, there's some of the, I don't have a lot of gelatos, but here's my gelatos and my slick sticks. They're right there. And then I have different kinds. Now, this is not my Prismacolor pencils. These are my other pencils. I do have my extra set of ink tints in here because I have the big 72 tin of ink tints, which I love. And my Neocolors, I keep both the ink tints and my Neocolors in their tins because they're expensive and you don't want them broken, cracked, dropped. You know, they're just too expensive to not take good care of them. But then in here I have all my other kinds of pens and pencil. There you go. Like all my other type of watercolor pencils. Here are all my Sakura glaze pens and my Sakura souffles and my Sakura jelly rolls. They're all in here. And I try to keep them face down, my pens, although this can you know, usually can lay on its side. But I don't really have any like pens in here that if they stop writing was like the end of the world, you know. But my Sakuras, I do want them face down because they are a little more expensive. But then I just have all kinds of different kind of ballpoint pens in a few different colors here. And then I have just black. This is not the bold, what do you call it, big pens. They're just the regular, just writing pens. But I got a bunch of those on sale for like, I don't know, $1 for all these. So anyway, and then I have some of the woodless color pencils. I keep them all in a bag because they're, you know, they're plastic coated. So that's where I keep all my other pens is in here. You can see I've got a couple pens and different kind of pencils around the edges. And then here's a whole bunch of different white pens I have, other than just the, you know, the Uniball ones. I'll have different kind of white pens, like a Elmer's Painter white pen, the Sharpie Mean Streak extra bold tip white paint pen. I love these Bic whiteout pens, and my all-time favorite white pen to write with white is, let me find it here. It's in one of mine. I thought I put it, maybe I put it back in my case here. It's the white Pentel whiteout pen, but now I don't know where I put it because I had it out earlier. But it's the Pentel, it's flat, and it's a correction pen. Correction pens are great for white. And then the Sharpie poster paints, they're okay. They're okay. They're a little translucent for me. If I'm going to write with white, I want it to be like flat white. You know, I want white. So anyway, so that sits there, and then this sits on top of that. And then these two sit on top of the little black case. And it's kind of got like a little overspill because I've been using a lot of these. And so I just threw them in there. Pencils and pens are in here. So that's kind of like how and that all sits right there at the end of my desk. Okay. So, oh, did I mention we had a purple one of these too? All right, so that's pretty much my my pen and pencils, although that doesn't constitute my inks. My ink station, because I did a lot of calligraphy for a long time. I do have, I don't know if I can, let me see. I don't think I have a picture of it. Hang on real quick. I'll show you my ink station. And then I got to do some drawing for Paula. I was just going to, Paula was streaming earlier, and I was telling her about a couple of cool drawing tips to practice with. Hang on, guys. Let's see if I can get a picture here. I don't know. I know I'm probably pretty sure I tweeted this before at one point. But behind me, behind my ink cart, here's my ink station. So here's all the inks I have and sprays. So you can see I have the different, like there's Dilutions, SCI tumble dyes, and then all these bottles of ink. Plus I have a printer tray up on that wall with more inks, calligraphy inks up in there. But so this is like my ink station, because I did, and I still do use a lot of inks. I love inks and calligraphy pens. So anyway, that's kind of like, so somebody give Miko some fibrillation. I gotta tell you this. Oh, let me just show you this real quick. Rabbit trail, literally a trail. Okay, so y'all know my daughter Annie lives in LA, and she runs Runyon Canyon all the time. She's really in shape. I mean, I gotta say, she's really in shape. And so she tweeted this picture. She tweeted this, and she's, all right, so she's an RN, and she has a lot of the guys that are around her at the hospital, and I won't get into her whole job and all that, but she's on fantasy football team because she's really into football too. And so she runs Runyon Canyon, so which she posted a picture on, here's a picture on Facebook of the canyon she runs. And I'm not sure how many miles it is, but it's up and down these hills in Hollywood, right? Well, you can't hardly see it, but see that's people up there. Can you, those are people up there running up that hill, that mountain thing. So I told her, I said, who are those people up there, Annie? Let me get to the comments here. Let me find the comments. So I said, are those your fantasy football player friends on top of that hill that you're getting into shape? And she said, nah, they wouldn't make it past the parking lot without a defibrillator. That just cracked me up. Oh, sorry, that was just a little rabbit trail there. Okay, so, all right, so let's go ahead. Yeah, she's one to work out like crazy, Paula. You and her would love to hang out together, just saying. All right, so now I'm going to go over to the Muppets that I have picked out to show Paula a couple things on some drawing things. I don't know, I just have some... All right, so what I wanted to show you, and it might be kind of better if I just start down here because this will keep the camera focused. Camera does not like white. All right, so when I'm streaming, now I'll sketch with these if I'm out doing sketching like I've told y'all before at the zoo or at the aquarium or out sketching somewhere. I love my Pitt or even the General woodless graphite. And this one is a 9B. I love drawing with these out because you can get thin lines and you can get thick lines. And I like drawing with them here because it shows up on camera. If I draw with what I usually sketch with, if I'm just sketching something out, like let's say I had to actually draw a Muppet for something, I would be drawing it with this thin #2 disposable Papermate pencil, technical pencil, and they draw very light and very thin. You can't even see it on camera, obviously. But if I'm just having to sketch something out for myself, I'll just do that with that. But if I'm out trying to capture something like a person or an animal or something like that, I love this because you can get, with one pencil, you can get, you know, very thin lines and all the way to the side, using the side, a nice thick line and dark. All right, this is a 9B, so you can get it really dark. You did buy some of these, Miko? Yeah, I love these. Now I just heard the point go ding because I pressed so hard to show y'all on stream. I'm not going to really cover all the pencils and everything because I already did a whole show on pencils. But what I was trying to, I wanted to do, now I don't have any room here. Let me go ahead and, let me just get my focus cards back. See how the light goes away when that's not there? It's just so weird to me. You know, and I've got 5 lights on in here. But the shifting light from outside makes all the difference too. All right, so what I was trying to show Paula is like, for instance, let's say you want to do a portrait. Hang on. Hang on, I got to get something here. All right, let's just say, I think I like that one better. Okay, let's see if I can get that one. Hang on, Paula, let me just take a picture of it. It's easier. Take a picture, it'll last longer. And these guys here, this is another good one here. All right, now let me go to my photos. Well, I'll just grab a screenshot and then go to my camera. I mean, go to my photos, and then I have it there. And then I can crop it, edit, crop. All right, so let's say you want to do a portrait, Paula. Okay, so here's what I'm just going to show you real quick is just an exercise in practicing your drawing. This will work with anything you want to practice drawing. I knew y'all would love that. So what you do is, for practice, is you try to draw the whatever it is. I'm going to try to hold it up so I can see it and you can see it too. Is you try to draw without picking up your pencil. All right. And I'm not just talking about like a blind contour. I'm not talking about, which is another exercise that we were all talking about in Paula's stream earlier. A blind contour, which is great practice, is where you just look at this and not your paper. And you're just trying to, you're trying to practice drawing what you see rather than what you think you see. And that's another good exercise. And I'm also not just talking about just a plain contour. What I'm talking about here is concentrating and spending 90% of your time looking at what you're drawing, but not picking up your pencil. But it's not just, I'm not talking about blind contour. I am going to be looking over here, but just not very much. But the point of this practice is, for instance, let's just say his eyes. Look how I'm going over and over and over that. And then I want to draw this eye. I'm not picking up my pencil at all. But you can also shade too. See, like that's the top of his nose has, you know, and his nose is like this. His hair is like this. I'm just going to do this quick just so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, touch that. And then I'm coming down here and his eyes are here. I'm not picking up my pencil. Look, I'm just going right over there too with the eye. All right. And then I'm going to just come down here and then there's his chin. His mouth is like right there on either side. See how I'm not picking up my pencil? I'm just going over and over the same lines. Here's his collar. All right, so you just keep going. You just keep going and going without picking up your pencil. And the idea that, and you can even do shading. See, that's different than like, you know, just a contour drawing. You can shade, you can do whatever. But the point is not to pick up your pencil. Okay? Bless his heart. It looks like he's got spider web like vein eyes, you know. But that's what I'm talking about for, all right, let's do another one here. Let me keep my focus here with the light. All right, let's do these guys. I know y'all know who these guys are. Let's see here. Edit, crop. This is a little bit more complex, just to show you another example. And you know, you do want to, the slower you go and the more time you take, the better it'll be. You know, so you can take your time and really do a nice drawing without picking up your pencil. Okay, so we're going to look at them. I forget their names. I know y'all probably, let me turn it sideways so it's a little bigger, okay? So you can kind of see them and my paper at the same time. Okay, Miko. So what you do is you just kind of find the middle of your page and the middle of this, all right? Just kind of mentally. And then especially if you have more than one thing. But what you want to do is, and you can concentrate on, I'm not taking as much time as I would if I was just doing this on my own, you know, rather than with a stream, because it is a little harder to concentrate. But the idea is, if you're not trying to get the first line just perfect, you're just trying to, you can go over it and over it as much as you want, but you don't pick up your pencil. Okay, so if you mess it up, it doesn't matter. You just keep going. You just keep redrawing lines. Because you're training yourself to look here. That's the point. You know, I mean, you just look over here every now and then, but you're looking over here most of the time. His suit arm is going to come over here. See, I'm not picking up the pencil. And the point is for you to keep concentrating on here. All right. So his face needs to be a little wider, but I'm not erasing or anything. But you know, you do what you're comfortable with. The idea is just, this is practice. So now the other guy's suit starts right here, and his face comes up over here, and he's got these big chins. So anyway, so I didn't pick up my pencil, I just moved over here. And he's got kind of angry eyebrows. And then his like mouth comes up and around this way. And so by continuously going over and over your lines, you start to notice where your lines are wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like if you drew a wrong line the first time you went around his head, when you go around it again the second time, you'll notice where it's not right. Well, you just go back over it. Don't try to, the whole point is to concentrate on looking over there. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can see it's a resemblance of him, but it's not necessarily a portrait of him. It's just to keep your hand moving and to keep your, you know, and I'm doing this way faster than you probably should if you really want to practice your lines, right? All right, so I'm going to come back over here to his hand. There's his thumb, and his hands are wrapped. He's got his fingers together like that, and his hand comes around there. Okay, there's his elbow, and then there's inside the jacket. Do you see what I'm talking about, though? Okay, so that's my drawing tip for you to practice. And like I said, take your time and do, you know, you can go slow. You don't have to go as fast as I'm doing here on stream. But that's just a good way for you to, you know, to look at something and just, you'll learn to, it's a practice to draw what you see rather than what you think you see. So, okay. Yeah, it's fun. You can do it. Carrie, you can do it. I don't know. That's the only two Muppets I pulled. Let's see what else. Oh my goodness, you girls, it's so funny. Let me see about another Muppet here. All right, let's get Miss Piggy here. Here's a Miss Piggy and a Kermit. Let's see. Oh, and like I said, guys, this is not, if you take your time, okay, I'm just showing you how to do it. You can go a little slower. All right, let's see here. All right, so we got a Miss Piggy and a Kermit here. Please do an animal. I'm going to do Miss Piggy and Kermit. All right, so I'm just going to start with kind of the shape of her head. I'm just going to she kind of has like a, I don't know what kind of shape that is, but she's got a kind of, I'm not going to pick up my pencil now. Her hair, she's got lots of flowy hair. And then she's got her ears that stick up around there, and then on the inside of her ears. Okay, and then she's got a part in her hair, and her other ear comes up here, behind her hair. All right, and then her nose. Let's just get her big nose in there first. And she barely, if you ever, I never really noticed this, and here's like something that I might notice now. She only has a slight indentations for nostrils. She doesn't really have nostril holes. And then her mouth, let's see, her mouth comes, like this. And then her chin is more down here. So she's got a couple of chins. And if you want, you can just like color in, you can do that, just whatever. There's the side of her nose over there and her eyes. She's got nice, big, thick lashes, and I never really noticed her eyes were blue. You can see how much attention I pay to Muppets, right, Carrie? Her hair is a little up here, so her hair needs to come up a little higher. Okay, but the idea is not to pick up your pencil. And she's a little off. It's okay. We're just, you want to, all right, so Kermit, I'm going to just come over here to Kermit here. He's got his little, and he's got lots of like wrinkles in his neck right there. So the idea is just to keep going and practice your drawing without lifting up your pencil. Okay, y'all get the idea what I'm talking about? So his mouth kind of comes to there, and then his mouth comes over here, and then he's got like there, and then his neck is a little bit like there. And it's got a lip on him. Okay, Paula. So you get the idea anyway. I don't have really any animals around right now, Carrie. This is the last one I did. This was my memorial for my niece that I did. I did post this on Facebook. The cat one I've already sent in the mail, and everything else is already out. So I don't really have anything else animal-wise to show you. I just wanted to do this quick. My laundry is waiting for me. It really is. And Hubster wants to go out tonight. We'll probably go out to eat. And I think I'm going to go to Denise's tomorrow, so I probably won't be around tomorrow. I think I'm going to go to her house tomorrow. I don't know if I'll spend the night or just go for the day, but I won't be around for noodle stream. So anyway, there's just a couple tips, guys. It's just, real quick little tips. You take your time, do it a little, do it slower. Take your time and really stare at what you're drawing and draw, more careful. You start to pay attention to what you're drawing rather than what it's just a practice, a little bit of practice. Oh, thanks, Deb. Oh, yes, a question, Paula. Oh, for beginners, you says begin. You mean paper-wise, Paula? Now, Paula, you probably have 100 sketchbooks. This one's fine. I'll show you. Let me go ahead and show you a couple different kinds of sketchbooks. Now, it just depends on what you want to do. If you're doing, like if I'm doing a portrait for somebody, it's going to obviously be on nicer paper. For just playing around and drawing, like what I just showed you with that, or when I'm doing my big animals, where we're streaming and I'm sketching them out and then collaging. Hang on, a bunch of stuff just fell out of this book. And I'm just playing on Ustream. Here's see, I've got a whole bunch of these that we practiced on from some magazine things. Some magazine things we were practicing with last week. This is just the Hobby Lobby brand Master's Touch Sketchbook. It's only 60-pound weight. It's big. It's 14 by 17. And this is fun to do with our big animals. I'll show y'all a couple if y'all weren't here. Hang on, I'll do a little quick show and tell. And show some sketchbooks at the same time. Another sketch one that I like is this one now, Paula, for the mixed media. I love the Canson mixed media. This was on sale, so I bought it. And I think I only have one thing I've done in here, and which was this cat that I did for Barb, Barb's cat. And it's the heavyweight, smooth, kind of almost Bristol-like. And it's called Mixed Media Strathmore 90 pound. So this is the 90 pound. But anything you do collage, lots of paint, lots of matte medium, it's going to double your thickness anyway. So I never really worry about that when I'm just playing. These are what we do when we're streaming and just draw an animal and just play. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, you know. If nothing else, people will learn what not to do, you know. But that's the only piece I've done in this one because I just got it not too long ago on sale. This is fun because it's cheap and it's big. So when I'm doing things like some of these other animals that we've done, I do it on that big cheap paper. Like, here's the pig. Here's Hump Day. Here's the lemur. I love my lemur. That's one of my favorites. Let's see what else. Here's a partially done sheep that started working on one day, and I forget what happened. We went on to some other rabbit trail. And so all these are, there's just a sketch of a sheep. So these are all, it's really going to start going this way. Like here's just a sketch of another lemur. Here's my fox. So all these were done on that cheap paper, but look how thick it turns out. It turns out nice and thick with a lot of layers on it. Okay, here's a dachshund that I drew. This one I did for a challenge, a Star Wars challenge. So there's a bunch of those. This was just a random collage. I did this one is, if you notice my signature is on top and bottom, it works both ways. I did this as a double page. So, whoops, sorry, I bumped the camera. So this one, you can look at it this way, and it also goes this way. So that's like an upside down, right side up. This is another one I love. I love my llama. There's a llama. Here's the squirrel. Here's the otter. We call this one Space Otter Sea. I think Lisa's the name that named him Space Otter Sea. So I really like the otter. Then here's a giraffe. Here was another rabbit trail. I did a couple rabbit trails. Here was this one's called the pocket watch because it's a kangaroo with a pocket watch. Yeah, okay. But then there's just others. This is all done on that cheap paper, Paula. That 60-pound weight. There's a little raccoon sketch that we did on stream. A lot of these are on YouTube now. I've uploaded most of these. There's an emu. Carrie wanted me to draw an emu one time. Here's an unfinished frog. There's an unfinished frog. And then here, Paula. There's Grumpy Cat. And then I just have some random different little bits of one. Like there's a little bit of a koala sketch. Now you can see how it wrinkles. This is thin. It's only 60-pound weight. And I did the pencil sketch, but I went in with some water, and you can see how it wrinkled because this is not coated with extra papers and matte mediums and other things. So if you're just going to do like some watercolor washes or neo colors and with pencil, you're going to get some wrinkles. I don't mind. But it's just great for quick little sketches, you know, off of the... Here's an unfinished parrot. Here's another dog. This one was kind of like an illustrative type owl. What else is in here? I've done a couple of faces in here. Hang on. Here's a sketch, an old man face. And if y'all are Survivor fans, here's my sketch of Jeff. So just a few odd things. And then this one I haven't posted yet online, but I've shown it a couple times. Here's my, it's the four horses. So this one is not posted yet. If y'all know the 4 horses of the apocalypse, there's the 4 horses. So anyway, that's just some of the larger ones that I do on this paper. But this is nice for if you want to start with a nice thicker weight Bristol type paper. But then I also, because I have a printer friend that will, well, hang on, let me show this sketchbook. You see now it's looking like an art fort behind me. Any of these kind of, this is just the Utrecht/Blick type of sketchbooks. And let me see what I got in here first. I think I've shown this. This is like this is a color pencil that I did from a masterwork back in 2012. And so this is a color pencil, but then I just hand wrote my own calligraphy around where the painting came from. This right here was actually in the painting, but I don't know what it says, but I copied it and then I wrote myself with my own, trying to kind of do the same type of Old English from Flemish painting, blah, 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 you know, all the way around. But there's a little color pencil that I did in this weight book. And then this one I've done, y'all saw me do some of these. That's just another something in color pencil from a master painter. And then these are just some cute dogs off of Cute Dogs or Cute Pets or whatever it is. And so you can kind of see I just got a few things in here. This is just more quick sketches and ideas and things. I got to show you this. So Cam and I were sitting together at his house one day, and this was a baby koala, like all bundled up. So I said, I'm going to draw the baby koala here, and you draw him here. And look, he drew this baby koala better than me. I said, Cam. Anyway, he's a good artist. So that's about all I have in this one. And this one's, I believe this one is recorded too. This sketchbook is got, I recommend Big. This is the one that I showed y'all. I think you've seen this one too, Paula. I'm addressing Paula because she was the one that asked the question and was streaming earlier, so we're talking about sketching. These were all drawn off of the TV show Sunrise Earth, where they would start you way far away with a sunrise, way far away. And then they'd start zooming in on details until finally you were looking at the little crab on the sand on the beach. And so while they would show these, I would draw as much as I could because they would stay on each thing about 10 to 15 seconds, maybe 20, I don't really remember. But they would stay on each thing for, 15, 20 seconds, enough time for you to sketch. So I did this for quite a few of them. Like this is the Great Barrier Reef, and I know you probably cannot see this much at all because, where's my focus card? Because of the lighting. But these are all just real quick sketches. Like there's some crabs. Just different. This was the Canals of Venice. More Canals of Venice. I don't think y'all can see this very well on camera, guys, but this was some Japanese gardens. There's some koi fish. The herons. And what I would do is I would make my own notes. So rather than saying, you know, I just wrote notes. I wrote what it was, and then I would write any like color notations or anything like that. Here are the, this is the Utah National Forest Park with all those big red rocks. This is some North Pole. This was somewhere in British Columbia. This was moose in the morning. Oh, we were just talking about moose. Carrie, are you around? These were some quick sketches of moose in, you know, different around. So anyway, then this was bison before breakfast. All different, just all different kinds of places. These were horses, so I would just draw quick little sketches of horses. Yeah, going down the different canals of Venice, Deb, all the different bridges and architecture that you would go under. I would draw all the bridges. Here's some more farm animals. There's some cows, the different parts of the cows, some different little horses. There's an eye. You do these really quick. I mean, like, you got 5 or 10 seconds with each one. This one was where they were doing Tai Chi near the San Francisco Bridge. So I just drew stick figures, more heron. Here's some bears. There's some waking up out of hibernation. So I'm pretty sure I did a stream on this just not too long ago, guys. I'm pretty sure it's still there. There's some otters. So yeah, so this is about probably about a 60-pound weight as well. These kind of sketchbooks, about the same weight of this. But I also like to do big drawings, like the ink where we drag the paper through the ink, like the big bulldog, the UGA bulldog. If y'all saw the UGA bulldog that I did, UGA is the UGA, the University of Georgia mascot. And its name is UGA, UGA. And so that was done on these big sheets of paper like this. Okay, this was my sister-in-law's pug. So I like doing big, Paula, like that. You just have to not, if you're going to go big, you just go big. You don't worry about, you just have to, I don't know, guys. I guess for me, it's I don't worry about if it doesn't turn out or not, if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to try something, if I'm going to do it live on stream with you for the very first time. If it doesn't turn out, it's like, well, so what? You know, we all learned that didn't work. You know, that's how I look at it. So anyway, I do like doing big pieces as well. I guess because, and one of these days I'll have to get back in the closet and get my old artwork out because I've got yards of artwork in the closet, is when we had to do life drawings for, you know, on huge sheets of paper, like twice as big as this, in charcoal or, you know, big in charcoal. There's no erasing. You just smudge with your hands and you're drawing figures ginormous. It helps, it trains you. It's good practice. It trains your eye and makes you draw what you see. And so, anyway, but all that's put up. Let's see if I got anything else here. I think that's all I got right now that's out to show you. But hopefully, oh wait, here's some practice. Okay, wait, Paula, if you're still here. Here are some other things that we did out of magazines. Okay, so these we did on stream probably about a year ago, maybe. One of y'all might remember. Let me move this out of the way. I think we did some of these about a year ago where we would do quick sketches with my water-soluble crayon. I mean, hang on, let me find it here. The Pacific Art graphite stick. Where is it? I got a whole bunch of them. Now I can't find one. Here, these. All right, so what these are fun to use is, for one, it's a 12B. So it's going to write real, real dark. If you're going to draw big and loose, get one of these or something similar that's water soluble. So for instance, let me just move some of these girls out of the way there. Here's one of my carved stamps. It writes really thick and dark. But what I love about it is because it's graphite, water soluble graphite, this will go and go and go and go and go. I mean, look how far that one line is going. And this is just on that cheap paper. It's not even on a good watercolor paper where it will keep on going. It's quickly bleeding in to this paper. But this is really good for drawing really big. Okay. But I'll show you some of the ones that we did real quick out of like magazines. So what we would just do is do a quick sketch with this, add a little water, and then some we added more color to. But this is all, again, that cheap 60-pound weight, this type of paper. So you can just kind of see, we did a ton of them in like one day. And they're just real quick. Now I got all kinds of, I'll show you the secondary, what we did with those afterward, but let me get to some more of the sketches. Okay, I got piles of stuff here in my lap. So we would just do quick stuff like this. See, big, quick. I'm trying to separate the ones we added more paint to. Here's where we did an alien. What else is in here? Oh, hang on, I don't have a table next to me. Hang on. We just did quick sketches. I don't even know if you can see in there. Then what we would do is maybe add some paint to them. Go in with some paint. You can see fine? Okay. Here's my whirling dervish. So you can just see how we would play with just a quick sketch. And I got a whole bunch more inked papers in here, which is nice to find. Because what I do is just, you know, some of these are just drugged through the ink kind of papers where we'll add stuff to them. So I'm separating that out from the others. What else do I have in here? Okay. Then from that, we also went and added more to them. Let's see here. Made another alien guy. Here's a horse. And just played with some papers and some different things. Quick, quick, quick stuff. I mean, I'm talking like really fast stuff. Just so y'all can kind of get an idea of all the kind of things you can play. Here's another just sketch, another sketch. And, you know, these are just kind of using like magazine parts and things. And then here's a few just starter collages in here. What else is in here? The reason these are in this particular thing is because of the size. I have different portfolios in different sizes. So that's whatever fits in the size of portfolio is where it goes. Now, of course, everything's all over the floor, but that's okay. All right, so there we go, guys. I don't know. All right, so are you inspired now? Okay, good. I'm glad everybody's inspired. But you see how much stuff I'll do when I'm not doing anything. If you're not doing something, you have something to do. You just got to keep doing it and doing it, and not they're not masterpieces. You know, they're practice. They keep your hand going. They keep you motivated. If you ran out of an idea, I mean, I've got 50 things right here to go back through and get an idea to develop into something else. You know what I mean? All right, I gotta go. I've got to go, guys. But I hope y'all enjoyed a little inspiration, and you know, it is what it is. Hopefully, y'all got some inspiration and give it a try. Well, go back and it's recorded. Go back and watch it and stop at each thing and write down. There's the main thing I want to tell people. You have to write down your ideas. Y'all seen my journals and my sketchbooks and my idea books, etc., etc. You have to write everything down that inspires you or you want to remember, because you will not remember it. If you don't have it written down in, some kind of book or a Moley, a sketchbook, something, you've got to write it down, because you will not remember all the ideas that you have. We're so visually creative and imaginative. I don't care what people say that they don't have an imagination. Don't email me. That you'll never ever use a portion of the ideas that you have in your head. But you think you don't have those ideas because you've forgotten them. You might have 50 ideas a day, and you might remember one, and you'll think, oh, I only had one idea today and it didn't work out, because you don't remember the other 49. So that's my biggest tip. And most people don't do it. I'm just saying. They'll go, what's your biggest tip for ideas and inspiration? Write them down. 6 months, a year later. Did you write those ideas down? No, I didn't write them down. What can I say? All right, guys. So there we go. And I hope y'all had a little fun. I sure enjoyed seeing your books, Paula. And if y'all haven't been over to Journal Artista's Ustream and YouTube, are you uploading your videos to YouTube, Paula? But she's also over on Ustream, so go visit Journal Artista. I loved your sketchbooks today. Loved them. Loved your sketchbooks. And speaking of sketchbooks, let me remind you also, if y'all know Cinderblock Studio Ben, he's on YouTube. He has a sub channel. If you go to his main channel, let me see if I can bring up the name of his secondary channel. He's been showing all his old sketchbooks from like junior high. And he's going through them. He's got, I think he has like a series of 10 or maybe more that he's doing. And he's only up to like number 4 or 5. I think he's in high school now, as far as the journals, the sketchbooks are. Go watch Ben, and they're short. They're not very long. I think they're under 10 minutes, but it's not at his main channel. Let me tell you the name of it. His main channel is, and by the way, he is having tonight, which is September 30th. He invited me, but I don't know if I'm going to make it because I'm going to be gone tonight with Hubster. But if I'm home at 7 Eastern, guys, go check out his Google Hangout. He is going to do a Google Hangout tonight. And I want to try to make it, but I'm not sure if I can. But anyway, his main channel is, hang on, I'm going to give you the exact, because I don't know if I can link it, because I don't know if links are open. Bye, Jean. Let me tell y'all the name real quick. Hang on, I'm looking. It's DMC Films and Cinderblock Studios. That's his main channel. Then his secondary channel is Sketch Every Day, which is called, is it just called Sketch Every? Yeah, Sketch Every Day. And so if you see Cinderblock Studios, Ben, or thanks Miko for the other link. So anyway, he's going to do a hangout tonight if y'all want to go watch. I've been on a show a couple times, and y'all have come over once when I was there. And he's fun. He's a great guy. And also, he just did an artist interview with I believe it's a Pittsburgh artist on his main channel. So go subscribe to Ben. He's a great guy. He's a young artist. And I really always try to encourage the young artists, especially if they're doing all this work of posting videos and all that. Okay, guys. I think he also did a tweet this morning. I'll find it and retweet it for you guys so you can find the direct link to Ben. Okay? All right, guys. Bye.